What's up, guys? Brian here. Hopefully you're enjoying the BNB pump. It is right on Ethereum's tail, kind of. Obviously there's a lot of market cap to make up, but let's talk about BNB, where I think it's going, if I think it can flip Ethereum, some of the DeFi stuff, and let's just keep our eyes peeled and kind of where we're at in this market again. I know I'm not able to make videos crazy consistent, but I'm digging into this stuff and I'm looking at it, and the unfortunate thing is, you know, I understand the realization that I'm never going to have a lot of subscribers, because to build a big subscriber base, you have to do absurd price predictions and just pretty much talk positive about everything. That's really what it comes down to. If you are providing a little more value on that from a technical side, you've really got to pump content every day, and you got to be right away with it. So that being said, there's only going to be a few hundred, maybe 500 people or something that see this, and that's fine by me. So, you know, we'll get into it, what I kind of think about this whole thing. I wish I would have bought more BNB. Luckily, I was, you know, whether it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I've lost all track of time. Dove into Pancake Swap, and that has been fruitful. It's been very interesting to kind of find out about the Binance Smart Chain. And I mentioned some stuff in my last video, and I've done some of the little posts. So hopefully you kind of picked up on that. Maybe we're able to look into it some. The guy that's making a lot of videos that's definitely a step ahead of me that I found out is Crypto Slow, and I'll try to leave a link to his videos in the description below. But he was a lot more hot and heavy on the DeFi stuff, you know, on Ethereum. Since I had other stuff going on, I really didn't dive real deep into that kind of during the summer, late fall. And then, you know, now diving into it with the Binance Smart Chain, because when I got to it, it was the Ethereum fees were too high anyway, and that was, you know, and again, it was just kind of proof that, hey, Ethereum didn't scale. Surprise, surprise. So, and this has come from a guy that has a very large position in Ethereum, because I know how many Ethereum fanboys there are, and it's front and center. It's on every exchange. That is one disadvantage to the Binance Smart Chain, or BNB just in general. Some people are locked out of Binance and they're not on Binance US. So if you want BNB, you can go to the Atomic Wallet. It's like atomicwallet.io, and you can download that, and then you can just do a swap from something else, whether it be Litecoin or some other asset, and you can swap to BNB. Another way you can do it, there's the Trust Wallet on your phone. Now, the Android version is a lot better than the iPhone version. The iPhone version doesn't have the dApps page for some reason. Maybe it couldn't get approved or something like that. But the Android version is more robust. But I think on the iPhone version, you can still do kind of the exchange feature, but you could download the Trust Wallet on your phone, and then send something to it, whether it's Litecoin or something. You could switch to BNB, and then you can, basically there's a little option where you can convert that to the Binance Smart Chain. And that could get you started out on Pancake Swap. If you're on the Android version, you can go to the you know, the app section or the dApp section or whatever, and you can go to Pancake Swap in there, and it'll automatically connect your wallet to Pancake Swap. Now, so hopefully that gets you past not having any BNB if you're thinking of picking some up. I think we do go higher, but I think that ultimately one of the things that's going to make it tough for it to catch Ethereum is, you know, I don't really ever see it being on like Coinbase or Kraken, you know, or exchanges like that, because, you know, that's part of their business, is providing an exchange. And since the BNB token serves two purposes, demand is driven to it for people to buy it to like save on fees, and Binance is the biggest exchange in the world, so obviously that's a lot of demand there. And then also with the Binance Smart Chain being a one-for-one swap with the old BNB chain, then that actually like drives a lot of demand, and has, you know, people locking up a lot of value in the Binance Smart Chain. There's kind of two ways it's driving demand, but I don't ever see it being on some of the exchanges that a lot of people are on, Kraken, Coinbase, so on and so forth. because they're not going to be promoting like another exchange or someone else's exchange typically. So I think that's going to be a little bit tough. And then another thing is what's in a lot of people's mind that are kind of newer to crypto, or they're sort of like normies. It's going to be like Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, maybe Litecoin, maybe they've heard of XRP. Some people have talked about the centralization of BNB and how that's a downside. And I would say, yeah, it is certainly a downside, but from a price action standpoint, I mean, look how well XRP did. And there was all kinds of question marks with XRP from a supply perspective, from a centralization perspective and all that, and it performed very, very well last boom. And, you know, this boom, it's ran into issues with the SEC and all that kind of stuff. So for BNB, the price action can still certainly be, you know, extreme, can really kind of move, and they can pivot very quick. So the centralization, if they decide, hey, we need to do this, we need to correct this, they can move very quickly. That is one of the disadvantages of pure decentralization. The more decentralized you are, the more cooks in the kitchen, so to speak, or the more people there are to appease. That's why we have high fees on Bitcoin. That's why we have high fees on Ethereum, because the miners are essentially, you know, partially controlling the network. And then, you know, you got the developers going a different direction maybe, or wanting to do a different direction. You have the community, or what's best for the overall community might be a different situation altogether. So I think we do have run with BNB, extreme price action. But when do I think this whole kind of thing blows over? And I just want to talk about the goose that lays the golden egg. So in the 2013-2014 boom cycle, really there was a lot more people that were individual miners, or at least had like kind of home, you know, mining GPU farms, that kind of thing. And that is definitely the route that I went in the 2013-2014 boom cycle. I was late to the game. There was a lot of issues with GPU orders, all this kind of stuff. Worldwide shortage on GPUs, and that happens every single boom. And what I kind of learned from that was that the profitability will be like extreme when we're right at the peaks. And there might be like a 3-month band, kind of where 3 to 6 month band, where it's like, this is great rewards, even if you had higher power cost, all that kind of stuff. When the tide goes out, suddenly all profitability will work its way to zero. Remember that, guys. Remember that. So if you were around in the 2017-2018 boom cycle, the goose that laid the golden egg was STEEM. It was awesome. You know, if you had a following out there and you were pumping content out, you know, and I would post stuff like, you know, I was saving like rats and stuff out of the pool, you know, and I would post, oh, I was lifting weights today, you know, stuff like that. And I would maybe make 30-40 bucks on a post, because like everything's kind of out of whack, you know, everything gets out of whack. Like STEEM back dollar went parabolic, and then just everything else, you know, it was just crazy. So it was just like the money was just flying. This time around, I feel like the goose that lays the golden egg is this DeFi stuff. The way that I felt in the last 3, 4, 5 days with Pancake Swap has been very much the way that I felt about STEEM last boom cycle, and the way I felt about my GPU mining farm back in the 2013-2014 cycle, where it's just like, man, this is awesome. You know, there's just money just flying around, like money's just coming down, man. We're just making bank. And just to kind of like put things in perspective, like if you had a rental property and you spent like $100,000 on it, and you could get $1,000 in rent a month, that would be like very, very, very good return on your money in most real estate markets. Now with this, let's say you pump $20,000 into some of this DeFi, and you could practically be making, you know, practically $100 a day off of 20,000. And then there's price appreciation. You could even end up making more, and then like the gains could get kind of crazy, like out of whack compared to like everyday scenarios. But we all know that's why we're in crypto. That's a big reason why we're in crypto, is that there's no other asset class that can make these type of moves, that can move this fast, this aggressively. But with that, it goes up like a rocket and it comes down like a guillotine. Again, Bitcoin price prediction 80,000, Ethereum price prediction is still 4,000. We're in this final leg, and some people don't want to hear this. Some people are just like, what are you talking about? We're going to be doing this for 6 months, 8 months. We're going to be into December, kind of January 2022 doing all this. And people keep asking me that. Wait, like December's off the table? December's off? I don't know, guys. Like, I don't know, but the way I feel right now, and when stuff starts going hockey stick parabolic for kind of like a decent amount of time, then you got to start wondering. And, you know, some people said like, well, at some point this takes over. At some point this takes over. And in the 2013, 2014 cycle, I thought it was going to take over then. And then I realized, okay, it wasn't ready. 2017, 2018, I realized like, yeah, it's still not ready. And in this cycle, I'm telling you, it's still not ready, because you can't have the two major chains to a point where they're essentially unusable. I don't even want to send my Ethereum around. Like, if the fees would have been lower, I probably would have like done the trade and ended up with more BNB. But I was just sitting there like, I don't want to, like, I'm going to get a lot of slippage. I'm going to move this and I'm going to like end up paying all these fees. And so it actually kind of froze me up a little bit as far as just making that move, you know, because of the fees and stuff like that. So you just can't do anything. It's not usable. And so how is this thing going to take off and take over the world? Now, there's still going to be extreme price action. That's why I said 4,000. We had high fees, you know, when the stuff was worth, you know, when it was going for 500 for Ethereum. But, you know, at this point, you know, if we double from here, you know, which that doesn't sound like, you know, that's like crazy. You're not 10x and you're not 5x and you're not doing that. But for us to double up, and it's going to happen quick. The last leg is going to be the quickest, guys, and stuff's going to break. Exchanges are going to break. Everything's going to be breaking. These networks are going to be like pushed to their limit. Just, you know, the crypto networks are like, so fees are going to get worse, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I've said that before. You're not going to be able to hardly move this stuff when it gets down to it. So, you know, what's kind of the move at that point? So again, 3 weeks. We got about 3 weeks of this crazy, just stuff popping off, crazy. So get it while it's hot. Try to stay on it as much as possible. You know, look for opportunities and stuff like that. But I think right now, for me, what I'm doing is I'm moving more assets to the Binance Smart Chain. And I'm moving more assets there. And then I'm utilizing stuff like auto, like it's auto finance or whatever. I forget the exact, it's like autofinance.network or something. But it's one of the major things. And it'll actually utilize some of the contracts from Pancake Swap and Venus. So it's kind of like a better method to go in. If you want to learn more about that, look up like kind of like auto finance, and you'll see some more videos about that other people have made. I'm going to be moving some more assets over there and utilizing that, because basically you earn auto and you'll earn your underlying stuff as well. And then it does like auto compounding. So it'll automatically kind of like calculate what's the optimum amount of times for your investment to like keep compounding, so you don't have to hit the button over on like Pancake Swap. That's my understanding. So you can end up kind of like earning a lot more returns. And you know, ultimately I see Pancake, I'm still heavy in Pancake, so eventually I'm going to scale out of Cake, and then move kind of to more stuff that, and I think Cake has like a lot of run left in it. But you know, I'm going to slowly sort of like move some assets out of there and, you know, move it either into BNB or move it into Litecoins or something like that I feel is going to be like more secure. And, you know, ultimately I'm just going to kind of see what I can so I can muster up here in the next like week or two kind of thing, and then start to kind of gravitate a little more towards the stable coins. We might have a big pullback in Bitcoin, like around 60, 65,000. Who knows? But I think that we would kind of blow through that pretty quick, and hopefully it would get past that. And then once this thing blows, once Bitcoin blows 80K, then at that point, the move could be super aggressive, and it does go 100,000 or it goes to 120,000 or it does whatever it's going to do. It's going to be swift. It's going to be like very fast. The FOMO is going to be like very, very real. People are just getting sucked in, and we have no clue. I mean, all over the world, people are just kind of on lockdown, and you know, they're trying to shove all the money they can at this thing. So we'll see this stuff, you know, and hopefully a lot of these other chains just start popping off, whether it be like EOS, Tron, all those, and we'll get gains there if you still have positions there. But right now, Binance Smart Chain is obviously kind of, people are waking up to the fact that it snuck up on us, and you know, there was a little bit of a cooling effect on Cardano. I think that there'll still be like a lot of positivity around Cardano. I still feel like it's going to hit an all-time high, and it's going to go over $1.20, $1.30 or whatever, that it would still do that. But I'm sure that in the Cardano camps and the Ethereum camps that there's been a chilling effect, and that people are looking at the Binance Smart Chain and realizing that it's kind of the real deal. Now they might be mad. They might be like, it's centralized, it's this and that, it's blah, blah, blah. But people aren't going to care. If you're getting the gains, then, you know, get it while it's hot. And, you know, at the end of the day, I think some of that centralization can be addressed later on. Right now, to bridge assets, you know, most people are going through Binance.org. And I think eventually there'll probably be some other type of bridge solutions. And then as far as, you know, who's running the nodes and stuff like that over time, it could kind of decentralize a little bit more and kind of improve from that aspect. But they got the thing up quick, and you know, they're making moves, and some of the stuff like Pancake Swap, it's a lot of fun, guys, I'm not gonna lie. And then like you kind of realize like how fast you can kind of be there and it's stacking up, and then how fast you can kind of unstake it and then go to something else, try something else. And then it kind of makes you feel, because I'm like sitting here thinking, is STEEM and Hive gonna pump hard? Because it looks like STEEM is like ready to pump, especially with the STEEM back dollar being up there $4 or $5. But then you got a question like, are people going to chase after that? Because are they just going to do it as a liquid investment, just a liquid trade? But anytime you're thinking, you know, tying up assets for, you know, months on end or something, when you see these DeFi solutions, it's like, you know, that makes more sense. You know, it's like, okay, I can unstake, I can take it here, I can take it there. People don't want to wait. People don't want to wait around and kind of be like stuck in some system for like months. So anyway, that's kind of my thoughts. STEEM might pump. I'm not injecting any more money in STEEM or Hive. I think that Leo Finance, there's some interesting things happening with that, and they've got like LeoFi coming out, sort of a you know, DeFi solution out there that they're going to be announcing. So I think that Leo Finance is interesting. I think that what DTube has done is, the new DTube is interesting. But I've already previously started down a power down cycle for like Hive and STEEM, because, you know, when this thing goes up, you got to be able to take action. You got to be able to sell out of it, take those rewards and stuff when it happens. So hopefully all boats rise, things go crazy. Sorry for a little bit longer video, but anyway, guys, follow Crypto Slow, because he's kind of ahead of the game on just getting videos out and stuff like that. And then please follow me on all social media, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, you know, Hive, STEEM, DTube, Library, everywhere. See you guys.